Hello, good morning. Time for another 10-minute challenge here. And I already put a layer of gesso down and dried it because I was going to just paint with acrylics, but then I changed my mind as I was putting down the gesso. And I believe today is going to be part one, and then I'm going to have to finish it maybe tomorrow with part two because I'm going to use, I decided last minute, of course, to try this. Kristen sent me this fiber paste. Um, it's it's what it says, fibrous texture. I don't know if fiber is the way to go with what I want to do today, but I'm just going to try it. Okay, you can blend it with acrylics, but I'm just going to apply it and then let it dry and then paint. One layer of paint is probably all we're going to get if we get that far today. So let's see. And then the paint I want to use today, because I was just going to use my regular acrylics, but then I remembered I had this metallic paint that has metal in it, and then you spray it, and then it rusts on its own. You don't have to do it. So I want to try this on paper. I've only done it on objects. I've only used it on objects. I don't remember if I used it on paper yet, but this is pretty big. So this will be a great place to test it out. And if it doesn't work, who cares, right? I can always paint over it. But let's see. So this is, let's see. Oh, all right. So that's what it looks like. I want to put some of this down just around the edges. And remember, this is a background, so I'm not trying to create a picture, with all the details and stuff. I just want to put a little bit of texture around the edges, kind of like a frame, so that when we do the rust, that might be textured already. So where's my palette knife? Here. So let's see. Yeah, okay. So I just want to see what it looked like. All right. So let me start my 10 minutes. And we're going to put this around the edges. I'm not sure. I guess I could dry it with the heat gun. And then we'll put one layer. This has to be wet for the rust to work. So we need to put one layer and let it dry. And then another layer and then spray it with the rust stuff. But yeah, I don't know how far we'll get today. All right, so let me start the timer. Okay, timer is started, and we're just going to put some of this stuff around the edges here. Again, I'm just trying to create like a little bit of texture mostly around the edges. I might add a little bit in the middle too. But in case I want to put a picture or something in the middle, I don't want to do too much. Because again, these are just backgrounds. Okay, this is kind of a cool, it's a very soft paste. I could probably do this with just regular modeling paste too. All right. If you don't have this kind. Bits into the middle sporadically. I should have, it didn't say on there whether you can heat it with the heat gun. I hope I don't ruin it by doing that. Usually I like to let stuff just dry on their own, just in case. But I know modeling paste you can heat with the heat gun, but it does bubble up. But if this bubbles up, that's okay too, because I don't mind that look either. Okay, I think this is good. All right, let's dry this real quick. See how far we get today. It is very wet, so I don't know if we'll be able to even try it all within the 10 minutes, especially like the thicker areas. I'm just looking at the shine, and when I see it kind of like the shine go away, I'm assuming it's drying. But then you know it's still wet underneath. Yeah, this is going to take up a lot of our 10 minutes. But that's okay. Taking back to... That's how the paper's curling. So it is drying. And so I just flatten that little piece. I don't want to flatten these little peaks. I like the way they look. So I might just, but I don't know if they ever get hard. You know what I mean? Like paste can get hard and it'll stay. But I don't know about this, if this will get hard and stay. It feels pretty soft. So it might just be, today might just be drying, putting the paste in drying. How boring. We only got about 4 minutes left. Yeah, it's really soft. Maybe if I lightly paint it, I could get away with it. Let's just lightly paint it. We'll just add one layer lightly. Where's my brush? And then we'll let that dry by itself. And then tomorrow we will add more paint and then the rust spray. Oh, well, it's very liquidy. That might be good. Let's see, what's it doing to Wow, you can see the metal bits in this paint. All right, you know what I'm going to do? Stop here because I think I'm going to rethink this. Like maybe I'll put a layer of gray down first. Where's my gray paint? Let's put some gray acrylics down first. And then we'll put the metal paint on top of this. So if I run out of time, I ain't gonna lie, I'll probably just finish up painting this layer of acrylics. Trying not to, ooh, see, because see how that's moving? Yeah, I don't want to change the shape of all that either. So today will just be this. And then tomorrow we'll start with the metallic paint. I'll just let this dry overnight. Trying not to damage the paste too much. That's on here. And you know what? You could probably, even if you have thick acrylics, you can make this texture with some acrylic paint too. Just dab it just like I'm doing right now, because that adds texture also. And you don't even need paste really if you have a good thick acrylic. I'm not going to worry too much about those corners because I don't want to flatten them too bad. All right, there goes my 10 minutes. Got most of it done. I'm just going to leave it, let it dry. Dismiss. All right, so I'm just going to let this air dry. And then tomorrow, you guys already know what the 10 minutes will be. So the 10 minutes tomorrow, we're going to try to put a layer of this down. And then this. It says 2 layers. It says to put down a layer of this and then let it dry. And then put down another layer and then spray it while it's wet. So we'll see. Maybe we'll just cheat and just do 1 layer around the edges first, spray it, see if that works. And then we'll just do the middle. I'm just stirring up. You can see where the metal, it's kind of like the metal bits are kind of like at the bottom and at the top. Maybe I'll get a stick in there and kind of stir it up. But yeah, all right. Boring, but that's my 10 minutes for today. So I'm actually going to probably have 51 videos now instead of just 50. But oh, you know what? Actually, that'll make up for, because I had already had a page that was a rust that I'm not going to do over. So it'll still be 50-ish videos. All right. So I'm going to go now. I'm going to let this dry and I'm going to go water my yard. See y'all tomorrow.